and just a gigolo. And everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing. Paid for every dance, selling its romance. Oh, the ceiling.
All right, so we're still at 1956, and this was someone who was huge in the 50s. His name was Louis Prima. His name still is Louis Prima. He never changed it. But anyway, this is a tune called I'm Just a Gigolo, and he's got an undeniable voice. In fact, he's the same voice that sang in The Jungle Book, the Walt Disney movie The Jungle Book. He's the one who sang a lot of the songs, and you would recognize he has a very fun and animated voice. This is known as a classic Louis Prima style shuffle, which is really along the lines of the boogie woogie style shuffle. And the snare drum is real kind of light and bouncy, and then you're accenting the hi-hat on a closed hat like on 2 and 4, and it's just a nice light, what they call Prima shuffle. And not that easy to play this thing, to make it feel well. And he had many tunes with the same kind of groove in it at various tempos. The drummer on this was a guy named Bobby Morris, who I actually met many years ago when I was first starting out, and he became an agent and started booking bands. But he was with Prima during some of these important years. So one of the hardest things about playing this type of groove, or many grooves, is learning how to play both hands at different volumes, which is I really call just accent control. Accent control is very hard. In fact, some of the exercises that I have in my books and DVDs deal with that. It's learning how to, if you're playing two simultaneous rhythms, like say a shuffle, da 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 da, it's learning how to pull out accents with the right hand, but not having the left hand follow it. Because when the left hand follows it, that's what I call codependence. You need independence. Even though you're playing the same rhythm, you need the left hand to pull out accents when it needs to, and the right hand to pull out accents when it needs to, but not them be dependent on each other. So that stuff's real subtle, but extremely difficult, because it seems like it's nothing, but all of a sudden you'll find that your hands want to follow each other. And if you're playing an accent up here, then all of a sudden you're playing it down there. And so you need total independence from each other while playing the same kind of rhythm. And that's very key in any of this sort of shuffle era, is to learn how to pull out different accents without each hand following it. That's what I call unison independence. They're both playing, they could both be playing the same rhythm, but both pulling out different little nuances, and that all has to do with balance and touch. It reminds me of when I was younger, and I used to watch football on television in the 70s. And me and my brother would go out in the backyard and play football. I'd get so excited after watching, a Super Bowl game. I wouldn't even finish the Super Bowl. I'd go outside at halftime and throw the Nerf and let's play football. And man, it was always a lot harder to actually do than it looked like on television. Same thing, tennis. You see these guys do it and you go, oh man, that looks easy. Then you get out into the tennis court and you fall apart and you go, and when somebody's good at something, even the simplest thing, they make it look like it's easy. And that's what these type of grooves, you listen to the drummer, you watch him, you go, oh, that's easy. Then as soon as you try to play it, it's a whole nother story. You're like, wow. And I know after teaching thousands of students and lessons, these type of grooves, how people, when they first hear it, they go, I thought we were going to do something hard. And then the minute they try to play it, they're like, yikes, this is hard. Case rested.
Nobody